Good morning, good morning, good morning. I have no idea what the date is yet. I do have an idea of what the date is today. It is October the 23rd, I think. Yeah, I'm going with that. Anyway, it doesn't matter. It's Thursday, and here we are. It's Thursday. We are here with the spirit world sees all. Oh gosh, have they proved to me this week? Not that I needed proof, of course, not that I needed any evidence, of course, because I've always believed that the spirit world really does see all. But boy, this week I've had so many experiences where I've learned how much they watch, how much they see, and Greg and I have been laughing so hard this week because of different things that have been going on. Anyway, so good morning, everybody. Before we begin, welcome to the Spirit World Sees All. Yes, and of course, we have my spirit guide, Gregel, who is always, as always, standing to my right side. And he's chuckling at me because of the things I've just been saying. I'm wondering if we're going to share any of them with you today. I'm not sure if we should, but anyway. So we have Chris. Good morning, Chris, our fabulous facilitator, and good morning to all of you. I know it's early. I know some of you are still signing in or whatever it is you have to do. I was just saying to Chris, I was watching Chris this morning, and she's putting her headphones on and she's getting the wires all untangled and she's doing all this stuff, and I'm thinking, I'm so pleased I don't have to do that. All I have to do, see this little finger here? All I have to do is click. I click like that and I'm right on, and I don't have any of the other stuff to do, which is just as well, because if you were waiting for me to learn how to do all that other stuff, you'd be waiting a long time. I'm no good at technology whatsoever. Right, let's talk about this week for a start. I'm going to let you all gather yourselves together. I'm going to let you start to think, because as I always tell you, this show is for you. This is your opportunity. We have a chat room. As long as you keep going in the chat room, I'll keep going. The minute you stop, I stop, because I've got other things to do. Anyway, so let me see. What has happened this week? I've had some fantastic conversations with my grandson, first and foremost, before I think about anything else. Oh gosh, he's been so funny. He called me the other day. Every day he'll say to me when I call him, because we usually call at night time, but during the weekends we call on and off all day. But night times, when it's school night, I'll call him or he'll call me and we speak, and he'll say to me, so Mosey, he's very serious, he's 12 years old, so Mosey, how was your day today? He always starts off with asking, so how is your day today? And what did you do today? So I tell him a little bit about my day. My day yesterday, what was it about? It was doing laundry, and then it was doing laundry, and then it was doing laundry again. Anyway, which, to be honest with you, my laundry room is the favourite place in my house. I love doing laundry. I love it, love it, love it. And I'm really good at it. I know most of you think that my favourite room is the kitchen. That might be my second favourite place, because you all know I love to cook too. Anyway, so at some point I'm telling him about my day, and then I say to him, so darling, what was your day like? What did you do today? And he said, school. And I said, what did you do at school? Oh, just school stuff. He does this deliberately because he wants me to sort of drag out of him all of the stuff. We like to play with each other. You see this little sparkle in his eyes, and you say, oh, just school. So, and then I have to say, so what about school? Anyway, so so all's good with him and with my daughter. So we have these great conversations, Reese and I, which is great. What else has happened this week? Let me think. What else has happened this week? My plants are growing beautifully. I've had some new plants put in, and they're budding and they're flowering. And so, the garden looks like, well, it looks like I've never seen it before because, living in Florida, I see what people don't realize is I am a gardener, or should I say, I used to be. Because when I lived in England, my garden was pretty much, aside from the garden, the kitchen was just about everything to me. And I love gardening, and I love to see flowers blooming. I'm not a vegetable gardener, I have to tell you. I don't grow beans or carrots or any, I don't do any of that. But flowers, give me flowers and I'll grow them. But here in Florida, I mean, I've lived here for so long and I have really struggled to figure out. And I've watched plants dying over and over again that I've put in, have been assured by the, the plants experts or wherever you go to get your plants, the nurseries and so on. No, these definitely grow. Yeah, these will flower. Not true, not true, not true. And all of a sudden I found this fabulous combination of bushes, which are beautifully turning into hedges now. So I've got, what have I got? I've got hibiscus. I've got two different colours of hibiscus. I've got red and I've got yellow. Oh gosh, they're gorgeous. And I also have, I never heard of this plant before ever until a few months ago. And if you're living in a hot climate, you've got to get these. I'm not sure how they survive in cooler climates, but if you're living in a hot climate, these things they're crazy good. They're called Exoria. The blooms are like this, like the sort of lots of little tiny flowers turning into like blooms this size. And of course, I've got sort of reds and yellows in those. They're amazing. They haven't stopped flowering since I put them in something like March or April or something. They've not stopped flowering. They just keep flowering and growing and looking great. So I've been playing around with them a little bit, and so I'm loving my garden. I now have to find someone to help me because unfortunately this ridiculous hand of mine is still not working properly, but I really want to get my herb garden growing again because, I don't have any basil or basil, as they say in America. I don't have any basil to grow so that I can make my my pesto, and I've only got a couple of jars left which are in the freezer, so I better get going on my herb garden and doing all of that stuff there. But unfortunately, because of this silly hand of mine, I can't quite grasp. What I used to do is just go in there and empty out the pots and put in fresh soil and so on. When you're only one-handed, it's not so easy. Are you feeling sorry for me yet? Don't feel sorry for me because I'm telling you, the weather is beautiful here. My flowers are blooming. What did I make the other day? My neighbor came over and he's Polish. Henrik and Janina are the best people I know. They are fantastic. They're the best neighbors I've ever had, ever. And so Henrik brought me over this package. He said, I froze, but he says, here, he says, I bring, you cook. It's okay then. Anyway, so I cooked lamb shanks. Chris, did you enjoy it? Because Henrik invited Chris for dinner too. Did you enjoy the lamb shanks?
Oh my God, they were delicious. And you know me, I don't really eat lamb, so that was just phenomenal.
Yeah, they were. I have this special trick with lamb. Anyway, But there you are. If you want to know more about it, we're going to start doing the cooking show before much longer. We're going to be talking about cooking. We're going to have some little stuff going on. And I don't know if any of you saw me feeding my Christmas cake, but Chris, did you send it out? I was feeding my Christmas cake, and the smell when you open the lid and gosh, it's good. It's really, really good. And my grandson is so excited. He's asked me, because I usually make the marzipan and then take it and we use it when I get to New York. He says, I want to learn how to do it. Talking of cooking, this is it now. I'm going to stop talking a minute, because in a minute, Chris, get ready. I'm going to say to you, is there anybody there? Because for all I know, I could be talking totally to myself and thoroughly enjoying myself doing it as well. But anyway, let me think. Yes, my daughter called me and she said, Reese has got a day off of school tomorrow and he wants to make pasta. Can you send me your recipe? And I have 2 or 3 different recipes. One is for egg pasta, one is for pasta where you can just flour and water, you can make pasta, so wish. So I sent her the egg pasta one, and then on the day of making it, it was really funny because I had a friend on the other line hearing all of this, and so we're on FaceTime, Samantha and I, and she's got her hands on her hips and she's sort of this big pile of flour on the table, and then there's this small wad of what looks like dough, but she said, look, it's not working. And I did exactly what you told me to do. And I'm thinking, you can't have done, because it shouldn't look like that. But you see, these are the little details. In my recipe, it's for this particular pasta, it's 3 eggs and 1 egg yolk. Simple. But I forgot, and Samantha didn't realize, the eggs that I buy are much larger than the eggs that Samantha buys. So I sort of looked at it and I'm thinking, what's wrong with it? So I just said to her, make a dent in it, crack an egg into it, put a little bit more olive oil in there, and let's see if that works. And apparently it worked perfectly, and she made great pasta that day. So you see, it's all the little tips and things. I'm going to shut up now because that's been my week. I'm sure there are a lot of you out there thinking, gosh, Rosemary's so lucky to have such a great life. The truth is, you'd be right. I am so very lucky. I have a great life. But what is more important, and we've talked about this, and we're going to talk about it more today, if you're taking a look at me and you think, she looks good, or at least she's smiling, or she's got great energy, everything is attitude. And very, very soon, we're going to have our Everything is Attitude show with my wonderful co-host, partner in crime, whatever you want to call him, Al Pisano. And we're going to have a guest on talking about what happened to them and how their attitude, positive attitude, or they learned through this experience how to develop that positive attitude and what to do about it, and how much having a positive attitude and being positive, and it's not easy to be positive every day. You get up and your back creaks, you say, oh no, not again. But if you just keep moving and keep walking, then the back straightens up and then you're good. Attitude is everything. So I think we shall focus on that today, as well as other things. I think I better stop talking now. I'm going to zip it. Chris, is there anybody there?
Oh, we have all our favorites here in the chat room, Rosemary. They're all ready and waiting.
Okay.
Judith did start out with, the color of your blouse is beautiful on you, Rosemary.
Oh, thank you. Matches my green eyes, you see. Thank you so much. That's so nice of you.
And Andrea's very excited about her consultation next week. She can't wait.
Andrea, okay. Have I seen Andrea before? Is this her first consult with me, I wonder?
I think it's the first.
All right. Okay. Get your questions ready then, Andrea. Let's hope I'll be as ready for you as you are for me. I had these two lovely women here last week. I might have talked about them last week, who had no clue who I was. They'd never seen me. They'd never read any of my books. They didn't even know I wrote books. Zero clue. And the only reason they were there was because a friend of theirs had said to them, you never guess what happened to me today. And then told them all about his experience with me on the beach in Sarasota. So they just booked blind. It was so good. It was so good. And so funny. And I think for them, I hope anyway, so very inspiring. So anyway, all right, keep going. Who else have we got?
We have Mark, who's going to be going on his trip to Spain today and his 14-day cruise through Spain and Morocco. He says, are there any messages from his mom and dad? And he needs prayers for his flights to make sure his luggage will arrive in Spain with him.
Well, you don't, with that, we go with that. Your mom and dad, Grey Eagle's laughing. Will you just have fun? And it would seem, actually, Mark, that you've become a little travel monster. You go on one cruise, and the next thing you know, you're going on another one. And then the next thing, there'll be something else. Isn't travel fun? And you meet all sorts of wonderful people. And just keep your wits about you, because Spain is an amazing country. You'll get Seville oranges there, that's for sure, but I'm not sure you'll be allowed to bring them back into the country if you wanted to make my marmalade, that is, but I don't think they would allow you to bring them back. But there is a market in Spain that is unbelievable. There are lots of things to do, but my advice would be, make sure your wallet is not visible. Make sure that you keep, don't wear fancy jewelry. You're probably telling me I don't have any, but don't look, try not to look like a tourist. Don't wear your bright new shiny shoes. Wear a pair of old scruffy shoes. Look like you belong in the country. And, because, tourists, we can spot them a mile away. Certainly in Spain, in Italy particularly, that these people spot their mark, so to speak. So always wear, if you're gonna wear, this is not just for you, Mark, this is for everybody. Those, what do we call them? Those things that wrap around your waist. I don't know what they call them, like a little purse thing that wraps around your waist. Make sure it's got a good zip. Make sure it's got a good fastening. Make sure somebody can't come up behind you with a penknife and slice it off you. Just keep your money close. Try and take out as little money as you want. And my advice is, don't wear fancy clothes. Don't wear polished shoes. Just don't look like a tourist, and you'll be great. And I'm dying to hear of your experiences.
And Mark also loves that color on you, Rosemary. He says you're so chic.
Oh, thank you. Somebody told me the other day that I was, what did he say? That I can't remember now even what they said, something like being graceful or whatever. And it was such a nice compliment. So I like, keep them coming. It is a nice color. I have to say that when I saw this thing, it's cheap, very, very inexpensive Amazon thing. Doesn't look it though, does it? See, this is where you have to be clever. But I chose the color because, well, my favorite color is green. My daughter has green eyes. Her eyes are a brighter green than mine, but very green, just the same. Reese and I have the exact same color green, a little bit dark, a little bit deeper. But when I look into Reese's eyes, it's like looking into my own. And green has always been my favorite color. And I have to admit that when I looked at this, I thought, oh, that's good. That'll go with my eyes. Not that my eyes are this bright green, but you know, um, I have. Let me see. I have 6 siblings, and there are only 2 of us who have green eyes, and the other person in my family who has green eyes is my favorite sibling, which is my younger brother, who's much older than I am, but nevertheless, he's the younger of my 2 brothers, and his eyes are pretty much the exact color as mine. Isn't that neat? Anyway, uh, moving on, Chris.
All right, this is from Vicky. Good morning.
Hi. Good morning.
My mom passed 1 year ago. No noticeable signs from her. Who met her on the other side? And has she been back and forth before she passed?
Oh my! Before she passed,
That's what she wrote.
I think. Does she mean since she passed?
Don't know.
Okay. As much as I would love to answer all of those questions, this show is an hour long. We've got lots of questions to answer. It sounds to me as if you might want to consider having a consultation at some point. There are a few good mediums out there, not too many, unfortunately. So just make sure you check them out. Do what I tell all of my clients. Don't say a word. Just say yes or no to me as I'm talking to you, especially at the beginning of a consult, because people tend to think they go to a medium, the person might be well known, and they spill the beans. They tell this person everything, and then if this person isn't real, and they can be genuine and they can be really, nice people with good intentions, but we've heard good intentions pave the road to hell sometimes. So try and keep your don't spill the beans is what I'm saying. Don't say too much. You don't have to say too much to someone like me. Let us do it. And I often say to people, you really need to stop talking, because sometimes even when you say to somebody, please don't say anything, I'd rather you didn't say anything, and that people want to help you. I don't know why that is, but a lot of people want to help you, and if you're good at what you do, and if you're a true medium, the only people who are going to help you, in my case, I can only speak about me, but the only people I'm looking to for help are your family and your friends in the spirit world, and of course Grey Eagle, who is going to help them to connect with me. And that's the help I'm looking for. And if I can't get that, then there it is. But anyway, that sounds to me like you might benefit from having a consultation. Just make sure that you check people out. Don't do what these 2 lovely sisters did to me. Don't come blind, not knowing a thing about anything that somebody does. I mean, I guess they thought this guy was talking, you never believe what happened to me, and this and this and this happened. I guess that was enough for them, but it really shouldn't be enough. We should be more cautious and more careful who we go to see. Chris.
Starla Tech says, unfortunately for me, things continue to remain downhill and have only gotten worse. I've talked with you here months ago, a few times, and nothing has changed for the better, just the worst. One thing after let's see, did she continue? Did they continue it, or did they have something else? Yeah. I honestly don't understand why nothing has been improving. It only gets worse. My home was robbed of all the jewelry, money, etc. The car was totaled in a hit and run, and I was falsely arrested. And I mentioned this time ago to you, still fighting the government for my sweet babies, and I feel suicidal.
Well, we can't have that. So then it's no accident that we talked about the fact that we're going to talk about, attitude, positive thinking, and, the things that you have mentioned sound awful. They sound horrible. The good news is, yes, there is good news. The good news is that the things that you have mentioned have not been life-threatening, but they are difficult to cope with. And this is what we're talking about when we're talking about having a positive attitude. And you probably want to just smack me now, right? You probably want to just give me a punch in the nose because you think I don't understand. But trust me, I understand exactly what you're saying. I understand exactly where you are, how you are, because I have been there personally. The house robbing, the car, there's everything going wrong in your life. You think to yourself that nothing else can go wrong. Okay, that's it now. Nothing else can go wrong. And then blow me, you go, next thing you know, something else that you never thought could possibly go wrong goes wrong. So it's very hard to have a positive attitude, but if I can, I've said this several times this week to different people, and it does seem to be a theme at the moment. So here is what Gregor would say, what he often says, what he's going to say to all of you here. And he's referring to that higher power, that God force, whatever you want to call it, he's referring to all of those people in the spirit world, our angels, our guardians, those who guide and steer us. He's referring to all of those people who have this tremendous wisdom. We have to try to remember, keep it in our minds, that the reason we are here in the first place, here on this earth plane, in the first place is, first of all, we chose to be here. I know it's unbelievable. I know you can't believe it. I never chose this life. I never chose whatever. But we did choose to come here, and we came for a reason. We came for learning. We came for growth. We came for understanding. We came to have these experiences that so often test us and so often make us feel useless and hopeless. And the idea is that no matter how we feel and what we feel about being useless and hopeless, and we've all been there, we're not actually useless and we're not helpless. We do have things that we can do to help ourselves. But here is what Gregor and all of those wise and wonderful guides and angels and so on would say to us. But this is Gregor saying, if I were, are you ready? Listen to this, pay attention to this. If I were to smooth your path and leave no wrinkles, no stones, no boulders to climb over, no mountains to climb, if I were to smooth your path and leave no wrinkles, where would your learning process be? So, my darling, I'm glad that you've called. My heart goes out. I know what it feels like. I know how you're feeling. I have been there on a few occasions. But the things that you've told me have not been life-threatening. They give you a chance to assess and to reassess and to change the way that you think about these things. So I'm going to ask you, nobody likes to be robbed. I can remember when all of my jewelry went missing. I can remember I was in England at the time and I had some beautiful jewelry and everything disappeared. And I remember I was making the fire and it was a real coal fire and I've got the the poker and I was jabbing at the fire. I was so angry and frustrated and fiddlesticks and so on. And at the same time, I'm saying, but it's only materials, trying to convince myself it's only material things. They're only material things. I really don't need them. I was still frustrated, still banging at the fire, but all the time trying my very best to put things in perspective. Because honestly and truthfully, at the end of the day, no point, look at my lovely rings, right? Aren't they pretty? Aren't they nice? I'm only showing them to you because I can tell you that, within the next 10 or 15 years or something, somebody else is going to be wearing these because they won't be any good to me where I'm going. My daughter, if she were listening, she would be saying, yeah, I know who they're going to belong to, me. We get so worked up and upset about material things, and we tend to put far too much value on them. And it's easy, if you think it's easy for me to sit here and say this to you, but I've been there and I have lost everything. I've had the struggle. So I can honestly tell you from my heart, having experienced these things, that if you try and turn the way that you're thinking about it, okay, your car was totaled, but I'm assuming you're still walking, talking, and you're okay, because otherwise you wouldn't be on the show with me. That's a good thing. Out of every awful, horrible thing that happens to us, and the fact that we have to struggle to deal with these things, if we can just focus for a second and find the positive, because no matter how bad things get, there is always, even if it's only a teeny tiny little thing, a little tiny glimmer of light that tells us that there is some hope somewhere. If you can focus on that, then things won't be as bad, and you will discover, look, you're still talking to me, you're still thinking, feeling, you have more strength than you absolutely understand that you do. And this is why we're here on this earth. We're here to learn, we're here to grow, we're here to discover our own strength of things. And that's what we need to do. And I'm not saying it's easy, because trust me, hand on heart, I know it's not easy at all, but it is doable. And if you do that, things start to get a little better and a little better. Still won't change the fact that your car was totaled. It still won't change the fact that your jewelry's gone. But it will change your attitude into thinking, okay, at least these things are replaceable. And even if I have to work hard to replace them, at least these things are replaceable. And you have to, that positive attitude is the only thing that we really have of any power that can get us forward. So I'm going to repeat, Grey Eagles, saying to you all again, and I've said this to people who have far worse happened to them than you just told me happened to you. Losing a child is the worst possible, in my book, that can happen to anybody. So, and even then, there are glimmers of hope. Because even losing a child teaches you empathy, helps you to help other people in the same situation. It's all very well being sympathetic. Being empathetic means you've got to go through that experience yourself and really know what it feels like. But that empathy is that one teeny tiny little bright light that can shine the way for you to be more empathetic towards other people, to be kinder to other people, to be nicer to other people, even in your own grief. Again, attitude. So here's what Greg would say. If we were to smooth your path and leave no wrinkles, no stones, no ditches, no boulders to climb. If we were to smooth your path and leave no wrinkles, where on earth would your learning process be? It would be non existent. And this is why we're here. So know that I'm sending you my love. Know that I'm sending you my presence. Know that I understand exactly where you're coming from. And know that I believe in you, even if you might not be believing in yourself right now. I believe in you, and I believe you're strong enough to overcome these things. Chris.
This is from SPFX.
Gosh, okay.
Hi, Rosemary.
I don't even want to go there with the initials. I don't think I can figure that out at all, but go ahead.
My wife and I have seen you in Toronto a few times in the 90s and have loved what you had to say.
Oh, thank
My
you.
dad passed away suddenly in January of this year. Do you have any messages from him?
I'm asking Grey Eagle, and again, I have to remind people this is an hour show. Gosh, if only we had more time. But I'm asking Grey Eagle. Oh, there you are. I'm actually glimpsing a man. He has the best smile. Little bit of a twinkle in his eye when he's looking at me. I'm not sure if this is your father, but seems to me here he is as I'm talking to you, and he's giving me a thumbs up. So I think what he's trying to say in the brief moment that we have here, that he's great. Apparently you're not so great. We grieve for our loved ones, don't we? We just grieve for them. I think what he's trying to say, and he's nodding at me as we're having this little conversation here. We grieve for ourselves, perhaps sometimes more than we grieve for the ones who have gone before us. Because how are we going to manage without them? We love them so much. But that's interesting. Okay, so we call this hour that we have, the spirit world sees all, and he's saying with a bit of a smile on his face, I see you all, and I love you all. So I think he's doing okay. Chris.
Mikey, the crazy skunk lady, is on.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I've looked at your email twice, and yes, is this about finding an animal communicator? Is she saying that?
No, this one is wondering if my mom has anything to say about the family drama.
A lot. Try and stay out of it as much as you can. But, sweetie, I'm so sorry. I meant to reply and then I forgot. And it just totally went out of my head. I don't know why you're looking for an animal communicator. What do you think I am? So, if you can email, tell me what's going on, and I'll see what I can do. Okay, keep going.
Sarah, one of your former students, is over in Ireland right now.
Oh, hi, Sarah.
Going to a Lorna Burns retreat. Wondering if you have ever met her.
No, I have not. But have fun. And of course, Ireland is the most beautiful place. I wonder which coast she's going to. I hope it's West Coast, because the West Coast of Ireland is the most beautiful. Keep going, Chris.
Leslie, who's down in Arizona, says, we are down on staff at the animal shelter I work for. Do you see us hiring anyone soon?
I'll come. How about that? I'm not sure how good I'd be, but when you say Arizona, I wonder which part of Arizona you're in, because Arizona is one of my favorite places to be. It's where Grey Eagle lived, and up in the what do they call them, the mountains.
Superstition?
the Superstition Mountains there. Lots of history of the Apache, and and I've been there several times. Animal shelter, you're short staffed. Here's the problem that I'm seeing when we're looking at this, and unfortunately, I can only give it a minute or two, but what I'm seeing here, thank you, Greg was putting his hand on my shoulder. Soon it will start to get better. The problem is that, maybe someone there who works at the animal shelter, maybe there's someone there who perhaps is not as willing to consider volunteers. Something's going on there. I'm not quite sure what it is. But if you would consider or to put out, a request for volunteers, I'm sure that would help you. But I think you need a couple more professional people as well. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to send it out into the universe. We're going to see if we can help you. If you could just, send Chris email or something, the name of the animal shelter. We are definitely going to put our best foot forward here. We're going to put our energy out there. We're going to see if we can send you the help that you need. But you need to be doing that too. Please let us know how it goes.
All right, next we have Mary. Mary's saying lots of changes happening between my family and possible job opportunities. Please, do you and Gray Eagle have a message?
Without even, that took me by surprise. I'm sorry. I've got someone behind me, other than Grey Eagle, of course. I've got someone behind me who is connected with you somehow, connected with your family, saying, go for it. So I think that there is some kind of an opportunity waiting for you. And as usual, young lady, you're laughing at my saying young lady to you, but I'm a young lady. Somebody actually called me a lady the other day. What can I tell you? That's because I am a lady. Anyway, so young lady, this is what you're doing, which I feel is often true of you. You are listening to other people. You're listening to other people's wants and needs and so on and so forth, and you're putting yourself into the background again. Here's the deal. Let me give you this for all of you there, right? All of you who are people pleasers, who try to please. This is what happens. So the person on your left wants something from you and you try to please them. And in pleasing them, the person on your right isn't pleased. So then you try to please the person on your right, and then the person on your left isn't pleased. And on it goes. And especially with family, we try to do the right thing and we try to please people when we can. We're often, those of us who are trying to please, are often manipulated. We allow ourselves to be manipulated by other people's wants and needs. The only absolute surefire way in these circumstances to make sure that someone is pleased is to please yourself, which is why you're being told very clearly, very precisely, go for it. I want to know if you understand what I'm saying to you, because if you don't, I'll be flummoxed, I'll be floored. But you need to, in this circumstance, in this particular instance, Grey Eagle, here's a message from my wonderful Grey Eagle. Fly, little bird, fly. Spread your wings and fly. And there you have it. I want to know the answer to that. We all do. Anyway, Chris, carry on.
Caroline is asking, would love to hear from my son.
Caroline, I think, give me a minute here. I think I hate to say this because I always I don't want people thinking that I'm touting for business here, because believe you me, I don't need to. But I do think that it would be of great value for you to have a consultation. And I'm going to say with me, not that I can ever guarantee anything at all, but I want to make sure that if you're going to have a consultation with someone, you have a consultation with someone who's real and and I know that I am. But or if you know someone who's really good and you trust, that's what you should do also. But I think you're asking a question which then the answer is far more complex and far more complicated than we have time here for today. And I think you would benefit from, taking that next step and organizing a consultation. Unfortunately, there are no guarantees that it will work. But I have a sense that that's what you need. Chris.
Starla Tech is also wondering, will my son be coming home? He's been away for 5 years.
Oh, well, there's a story behind that. That's for sure. So the short, quick answer is yes, but perhaps not as soon as you would like, but yes. There's a complicated story there. Just saying. Keep going, Chris.
Irma says, GM blessings. Please pray for me and my family. I'm a widow and I'm trusting my God daily, and have a blessed day.
Oh, I love you. Well, Chris, you know what that feels like, right?
Mm-hmm.
Being a widow. We are having an event in November, 14th of November. See, that can be good. On the 14th of November in Venice, Florida. I shall be there in person on Friday night and Saturday morning. There'll be other speakers. It's Chris's thing. She's I don't have much to do with it except to just turn up. Also, for anybody who wants to come along on Saturday at late afternoon or early evening, anybody can join us for pizza. We're not paying for the pizza, just so as you know. If you want a pizza, you're going to have to go and get your own. Maybe you'd like to get one for me as well, sliced pizza. No, I'm good. I've got people who can get me pizza, but it should be a great weekend, and it's very much focused on spouses who have lost their other half, better half, perhaps sometimes worst half, but the weekend is focused on loss. And for my part, I won't be dealing with just the loss of spouses, but I'll be definitely giving messages on Friday night and on Saturday night. Who knows what we're going to be doing on Saturday morning, rather. It's going to be so much fun. If you want to know more about that, if you're interested in that, and I'm going to be live, it's going to be live. It's been ages since I've done anything live because of all the COVID and the travel and all the stuff that's then all the coughing, fluttering and all that stuff. Anyway, it's been ages since I've been live, so I will be live, and that should be a fun thing. And anyone who's interested, if you just email Rosemary at rosemaryaltea.com, and Chris will send you out all the information that you need to know about the event. It is on November the 14th, and I do believe it goes from Friday night until Sunday. So, you might want to think about that, consider coming, because I personally intend to have a really great time, and I personally intend for whoever in the spirit world wants to talk to me, or we're just going to have some fun here. We're going to do what we can do. There'll be hopefully lots of messages. from the spirit world. And, you know, as I've said, I will be there on Friday night, Saturday morning. And then there are other speakers there. And then I'll turn up sometime late on Saturday afternoon and share a pizza and a chat. And anybody who's there, they'll be there to answer questions or just laugh and have fun. So again, 14th of November. We also have the Grey Eagle Speaks. Can you give me the date for that, Chris?
I believe that was December 6th.
So on December 6th, we have Grey Eagle Speaks. For anybody who has participated before, I don't have to tell you how special and how moving and how incredible that is. The last one we did, we usually do one once a year, and we've only done it a few years because this is something that Grey Eagle has decided to do fairly in the last 3 or 4 years. And the last one we did was unbelievable and incredible. I can't guarantee it's going to be the same, but oh boy. We not only had Grey Eagle talking to us, giving us messages, talking to us about life after death, all those things, but we also had my teacher, my mentor, aside from Grey Eagle, because I grew up with Jesus Christ. Thank goodness he still likes me. Thank God he's still around for me. And and he amazingly turned up, and boy, was it ever. I don't think there was a dry eye in the house. Was it ever an incredible experience to hear straight from him also, which is just mind-blowing experience. That will be 6th of December, I think. And then in between that, we've got Everything is Attitude with Al, and we're also going to be doing something on Halloween. I hope I'm not bombarding you with too much information here. We're having a Halloween night. We always have a Halloween night. It's always fun. My daddy always turns up. We always have creepy crawlies around because we just like to have fun. But you'll be able to, there'll be the chat room, it'll be open forum, you can ask questions, we can, we just have fun. And my friend Kay will be doing a cracking up. So we'll be combining the cracking up with the Halloween, which should be a really fun thing to do. Anyway, I think I've covered all of that. Keep going, Chris. Anything else going on?
Yeah, Rhonda says her husband Bill is in the healing book for prostate cancer, but she wants an extra prayer for him. He's having a procedure done Friday before starting radiation.
You think that requires an extra prayer? No, because the prayers that go out are the prayers that go out where needed, how needed, and so on. So, here you go. Here's a message from Grey Eagle for you, Rhonda. Hold your breath a minute. Take a breath. I'm going to tell you. Angels surround him. He is in their hands. You have to take a step back and trust. Not an easy thing to do, but he is in the hands of his angels. Where better could you be? I hope that helps you a little bit, sweetie. I know you're concerned. Okay, Chris.
Brandy says, I work with kids as a therapist who say they are seeing spirits. Some say spooky spirits and feel it is due to them watching or listening to scary things, but they don't want to change.
Not a lot you can do then, is there? I love this. Where are you? Because I would love to come visit and listen in, maybe even have a point or two to make. Where are you? And we've always got FaceTime and face all that stuff anyway. I love this kind of work. I would love to be involved. It must be amazing for you to deal with this stuff. It's, of course, I would always apply caution in these circumstances because, kids, we all know kids have a great imagination. And the thing is that I always tell people, and I'm referring to myself when I was a kid and saw all these things going on and have had all of those experiences, there's a very fine line between what is imagined and what is real. And so we always have to pay attention when we're listening to our children. Um, it's not about doubting them, but we have to sort of, and we learn this through experience. I'm sure Randy knows what I'm talking about here, but through experience, we can figure out on which side of the line these kids are, because imagination can easily, like that, turn into reality. So I love the work you're doing. Any chance I can take a peek? Any chance I can, come along at some point? And where are you? You could be in a very foreign country, but it doesn't matter to me because we've got this going on. We've got Zoom and FaceTime, and I just discovered WhatsApp, and I'm having fun with WhatsApp. And so it's possible to have, lots of FaceTime chats as well. So let me know more about it, please.
All right.
Chris.
Since we're coming to time, I think this will be the last one. It's from Wayne. Wayne says, "You're such a beautiful soul. Much love and respect. I'll be booking a consultation soon because it was an honor to have a session with you previously.
Oh, thank you, darling.
We had a good laugh at my dad in the spirit world. He was shaking his rattle, and you said, 'It's not going to shut me up, haha.' That's when I knew it was all true, and what a gift. Miigwech," which means thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I look forward to doing this with you again. And thank you for, so I think, when people join these shows, they, so often many of them have not had the opportunity to have a consultation with me or what have you. And it's always great to hear from people who have had a consultation with me and have had these fabulous and wonderful and inspiring and often very, very, very funny experiences. Yes, for all of you who want to know, do the spirit world have a sense of humor? Are you kidding me? Do I have a sense of humor? Of course I do. I'm British. We have a very weird sense of humor, we Brits, but we love it. I think we've got the best sense of humor in the world, even though lots of people misunderstand it. I think it's great. Anyway, so, okay, we are to time. Boy, did that go fast. It seems as if we've only just started. I was hoping to hear back from whoever it was who I said, please, can you let me know if you understand this message or what I gave to you, but I guess we didn't hear back. So, anyway, there's only so much we can do in an hour. All right, we shall hopefully be back here again next Thursday for the Spirit World Sees All. In the meantime, check out all the other stuff. You'll find stuff on the website. You'll find stuff, if you want to know more, if you want to be a part of our newsletter where we let you know what's going on once a month. I promise we will not inundate you with emails. You'll only get the newsletter once a month. If you want to join that, it doesn't cost you anything. For those of you who want to know about our, what is it, Chris? Our
subscription program?
Our subscription program. Right, now, this is going to sound like an excuse. Unfortunately, you all know that I've been sick, but as you can hear, aside from little croaky bits and pieces, I'm doing great. I'm having a great time. I'm having a lot of fun. We are going to be working, unfortunately, because for 2 or 3 months during the summer, it was nigh on impossible for me to breathe, never mind talk, and I was coughing all the time. But you can see it's getting better and better and better. So what we have done with the subscription program, I can hear you all groaning at me now as I say this to you, but at least it gives you time to save. It gives you time to get yourselves organized so that you're ready for this, because we're going to have so much fun with our subscription program, and it's such a learning process. And Grey Eagle and I, between us, will be teaching you so many things. We're intending, hopefully, to start the program January. So any of you raring to go and want to give subscriptions right now, you can't do it because we're not set up for it yet, but get ready, because January's only, 2 months away. So, and it's something to look forward to in the new year. So I think it's appropriate that we do it then. I promise you, we've not given up on it. We're still doing it. So thank you all for joining me. I'd like to say thanks to Chris, of course. I'd like to say thank you to all of you. I'd like to say thank you especially to Grey Eagle, who, without him, we know we couldn't be doing this at all. I'm hoping to see you all again next week. Maybe you could bring some friends along, or maybe you could share this with friends and let them have as good a time as we're having, because I hope you've all had a good time with me today. In the meantime, until I see you again, please, everybody, have a very, very blessed rest of the day. Have a very blessed weekend, and we'll see you very, very soon.